Star Wars is either the greatest thing of all time or the worst thing of all time. There's no black and white here, but you know what? It's always fun trying to figure out where a hidden cameo is. I think I have naturally found a way to segue into this video. So... We're going to watch some screen rant 10 actors who secretly cameoed as Stormtroopers in Star Wars. The only one that actually comes to mind for me when I hear this title is Daniel Craig in The Force Awakens, because that was so popularized.
And Nigel Godrich, the well-known music producer who everybody in their household knows the name of. That's actually a true fact, though. Radiohead, Beck, he's produced a lot of people, and he was the Stormtrooper. Star Wars
Very
trivia.
Good. Let's go into this.
Right on the mark, like all Stormtroopers.
Too short for a Stormtrooper?
So you're a celebrity who wants to be in a Star Wars movie.
Mark Hamill
One of
cameoed
the
as him?
best shots is by donning a helmet, a Stormtrooper helmet. In many Star Wars movies and TV shows, popular celebs have gotten the chance to play the iconic
I heard Ed
Star Wars
Sheeran
soldier,
was one, too.
including everyone from
I don't know
James
which one, though.
Bond to someone heavily involved with the Jurassic Park franchise. Learn about these actors, where you can
Steven
spot them in various
Spielberg.
movies, and how some of their roles were left on the
Samuel
cutting room
L.
floor.
Oh, really?
Ed Sheeran's
Yes,
voice
that's
must
the
be
one.
more seductive than the sirens of the deep ocean, because the talented singer seems to get his way onto the set of many epic franchises. Back in 2013, he got to voice the Balladeer in The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug.
Did he?
Played a pretty well-hated cameo role on Game of Thrones, and even got animated for an episode of The Simpsons back in 2018.
He's also in the
so
movie
now
yesterday.
he adds
It's not a
another
franchise,
notch to his
just
epic franchise list with a cameo appearance as a Stormtrooper in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, which
Sheeran
one
has
was he?
kept pretty mum about the whole thing, but a quick montage of footage revealed the singer in his full Stormtrooper outfit, all but officially confirming the role. We've never really had a Stormtrooper sing before, so it'd be interesting to see, but don't count on it. Unless there's some type of deleted scene that we don't know about.
Which one was he?
He's likely just standing among the many other Stormtroopers, living out his fanboy dreams once again.
Oh, so they don't
We've
even
all
know.
probably
I feel
written
like we could
some
decode it
fan
from the
fiction
background.
before. Who would win, James Bond or Darth Vader? Well, it nearly became a reality
Darth Vader.
thanks to Star Wars: The Force Awakens and the next great Stormtrooper
This
cameo
dude's like-
on our list.
put
The
his
actor
hand
in
over.
question is none other than Daniel Craig, the modern-day James Bond who swapped his martini glass for a blaster in one of the most memorable Stormtrooper
Damn, it's
scenes
great
in
graphics.
the entire movie.
What did you say?
As Rey sits tied up in restraints, she decides to get a little persuasive with the guard on hand, bringing back some of that good old Jedi mind tricks to get the job done. It takes a few tries, but the Stormtrooper obliges.
Then
freeing
she
Rey and
sued
allowing
him
her
for
to
sexual
escape.
harassment.
The voice was pretty hard to recognize,
Stormtrooper,
but shortly
Rey,
after
it's
The Force
part of the
Awakens
canon of
got
Star Wars.
released,
Yeah.
Craig's role as the trooper was
That's what the
confirmed.
prequels were originally going to be about.
Kevin Smith has used his geek fandom and Hollywood fandom
That's
to
not
nab
surprising.
a lot
Which
of
one,
sweet
then?
roles over the years. Who knew that Smith could weasel his way into a Star Wars cameo after having Mark Hamill appear in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? Despite being known for playing Silent Bob, Smith's voice work helped him nab the role of a Stormtrooper. His cameo appearance is in The Force Awakens.
What?
But don't get the pause button ready, because you won't ever spot it. Smith provides a voice only, quickly recording a line to be used in the movie. While he doesn't get to dress up in the Stormtrooper outfit, Smith does say, incoming at 28.6.
That was
There's
Kevin
no word
Smith?
on whether his trooper
Now you'll
actually
always remember
survived
that
or
when you
not,
hear that
but Smith does
wild
not
line.
reprise his cameo for The Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, so we can only really imagine this trooper's fate. While the original Star Wars cast is often treated like big screen royalty, the set of The Last Jedi had actual royalty on hand for filming. Prince William and Prince Harry had a whole different type of
What?
regalia to wear when they
Hell
both
yeah.
got dressed up as
I did
Stormtroopers
not know
to
this.
film a scene.
What?
Shockingly, both princes were completely cut from the movie.
What? How could you do
To
that?
see the scene, then just pick up a copy of the film, because it was included with the deleted scenes. The scene in question sees Finn trying to keep cool when a group of Stormtroopers enter the room. The two Stormtroopers who flank right behind Finn are actually both princes, doing their best royal soldier stance despite not having any actual lines in the movie. Another trooper in the scene actually did have some lines, and it was another celebrity cameo.
Who?
The other celebrity cameo that we're talking about? None other than Tom Hardy.
Ah.
Tom Hardy
Oh, I
damn.
heard he
Yeah.
did one.
some discussion with Finn after after recognizing him from their Stormtrooper training days. Now those would definitely be some fun flashbacks that we'd love to see. The scene is played for pure comedy as we think Hardy Stormtrooper is about to blow Finn's cover, until the trooper actually thinks he was promoted.
I never took you for captain material.
All of a sudden, Hardy's
Sounds
voice
like
goes
his-
full Southern, and he delivers
sounds like
a
his
slap
Southern
to the
accent.
butt of Finn. Looking back, the scene feels a little too goofy for the last
Oh, thank
minute.
God they cut that
Yes,
scene out.
even
Yeah,
goofier
seriously.
looking than Leia flying through space or Luke procuring some green milk. It was a great Tom Hardy moment, at least, and the release of the deleted scene allows us to enjoy
That
it.
would have been a terrible scene.
The long list of times that Hardy has acted with his face all covered up. J.J.
That last one
Abrams
wasn't
loves
him.
to include his circle of friends in the film. Kerry Russell originally started Abrams' WB show Felicity, and re-teamed with the director for Mission Impossible 3, along with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Abrams also has his favorite composers that he loves to work with. While Star Wars is all about John Williams' masterful score, Abrams was able to get his key composer, Michael Giacchino, a role in The Force Awakens.
Oh, cool.
The composer is known for hit soundtracks for shows like Lost, movies like Spider-Man,
Star
Far From
Trek.
Home, and a ton of Pixar movies, as well as Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Well, he got to put away his instruments for a bit when Abrams cast him as the Stormtrooper known as FN-3181 in The Force Awakens. As the character, he was tasked with
3181
searching
fan.
Poe, under direct orders from Kylo Ren. Like most Stormtroopers, he became one of the many, disappearing into the world with his whereabouts unknown. Meanwhile,
Fascinating.
Giacchino continues to thrive in the world of movie music. And while we're all waiting, why don't you go ahead and click that
Ryan
subscribe button
George.
and the bell thingy. It really helps us keep the lights
Wow,
on around
wow,
here.
wow.
Oh, and also be sure to turn on notifications if you're watching on mobile.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. Michael Giacchino and Ed Sheeran weren't the only two people from the music industry to take on the role of the Stormtrooper. According to the credits of Rise of Skywalker, there were two additional troopers who were played by popular acts from the music industry. The first was FN-2802. He was played by famed Radiohead producer Nigel Godrich. Funnily enough,
No
Godrich's
way.
FN-2802
Had
may
no
have been in the
idea.
No
movie
idea.
Star Wars.
No idea.
Also played the Stormtrooper FN-9330 in The Force Awakens. The same actor
What is-
playing two different Stormtroopers.
Wow.
We smell a theory video coming our way. The other Stormtrooper to keep an eye out for in The Rise of Skywalker is
There's no theory video.
FN-0878.
There's no need.
The trooper is played by Donnie Harrison. The singer and composer has already appeared in numerous movies and
Harrison's
TV
son?
shows. Oh, and he's also the son of Beatles member George Harrison. He got to play the role of a lifetime by donning the
Wait,
Stormtrooper
who
outfit.
are
Added to
the
the long
Beatles?
list of famed British actors to
You know,
take
they wrote
on
I
the
Can't Get
role.
No Satisfaction.
Back in the 70s, celebrity cameos weren't as popular as they were
Stairway to
today.
Heaven?
So you didn't really see big actors like Jack Nicholson sneaking to the Star Wars set to play a Stormtrooper. When George Lucas was filming Star Wars, he did rely on his crew and special effects artists to take on some of the roles, including Joe Johnston.
No
Johnston
way.
developed a lot of the special effects for A New Hope, and his role on
Damn.
the team gave him the chance to don a Death Star Trooper outfit.
I
While the majority
didn't
of
even
the
know
modern
Joe
day
Johnston was
features
involved in the
established
original Star
celebs.
Wars.
This is one of those instances where we look back on the early career of an actor or director. In the case of Johnston, he would follow the influence of George Lucas and go on to become an acclaimed director.
Yeah, man.
Over the years, Johnston has directed hits like Jurassic Park 3, the original Jumanji, and Captain America: The
You
First
really love a
Avenger.
Jurassic
He is
Park
probably
3.
one of the
Yeah, I was
most
gonna
famous performers
Odd
from
one to
the
go.
trilogy. Well, at least one step behind the guy who hit his head on the door while marching with other troopers. He is the most famous, hands down. As the production for Rise of Skywalker commenced, we heard all types of rumors about who would be under the white helmets of the Stormtroopers. Well, one of the biggest rumors included famed British chef Jamie Oliver. Oliver's name was often tossed around with Ed Sheeran's, adding more credibility to the idea of Oliver appearing in the movie. And one of the biggest reasons Oliver may have nabbed a coveted role in the new film? The day he decided to walk his daughters to school going full cosplay in a Stormtrooper outfit.
That's
The costume was in
pretty funny.
celebration of The Force Awakens release.
daughters
and
were
this
like,
wasn't
"Why are
the
you
first
taking a
time that
photo?"
Oliver decided to dress up as a Star Wars character. He has worn the Stormtrooper outfit for family birthday parties and cooking show
It
appearances.
must be
He
authentic.
even wore the full Darth Vader costume once.
I don't think bringing a
While he's
fake
keeping
gun
tight
to
lid on his
school is a good
cameo
idea.
appearance, give it a few weeks
It's a
to
different
see if
time
those
a few
rumors
years
actually
ago.
confirm, or if it was heated up in the gossip oven just a little too long. We can imagine even just a visit to the Star Wars set would have been an incredible moment for the chef.
Naked
In the
Chef.
Star Wars animated
But he
universe,
couldn't bring
there
his
are all
daughter.
kinds of Stormtrooper roles and voice actors who take them on. For the Star Wars series Rebels, Freddie Prinze Jr. plays the role of a Jedi known as Kanan Jarrus. Despite taking on the lead role of the show, Prinze Jr. lent his voice acting talent to other characters as well.
Take the prisoner inside for processing.
While a lot of celebrities who appear as Stormtroopers in the live-action films get their own operating numbers, Prinze Jr. was only referred to as Stormtrooper with basic numbers for his voice parts in Rebels.
Interesting.
He began with Stormtrooper number 1 in Rise of the Old Masters, transitioned to Stormtrooper number 4 for the Forgotten Droid, and played Stormtrooper number 2 in
I
Terra's
sense
Fury.
a theory
Stormtrooper
video
number 2
coming.
was the most popular option as Prinze Jr. returned to the role multiple times in various episodes. It would be cool to connect the animated and live-action Star Wars worlds by having Prinze Jr. play an actual Stormtrooper in the films. But we have plenty of episodes to look back on and enjoy. Due to Kanan's loss in the animated series, Freddie would probably only ever return to future animated shows as a guest Stormtrooper voice. And if
Spoiler.
you're really enjoying listening to us talk about Star Wars, maybe you'd really enjoy watching some Star Wars.
That's a different
You
thing.
can do that on Disney Plus. Disney Plus is the streaming platform that has all different
Were
kinds
you
of content,
able to get
including stuff on
sponsored
Star
by
Wars,
Disney
the Marvel
Plus?
Cinematic Universe,
What
and
is
more.
Disney Plus?
You can jump over there right now and check out the hit show
This
The
is incredible.
Mandalorian by clicking the link down in the description below.
Disney
to get
What
a free
about the
trial.
cameo
What are you waiting for?
Stormtroopers
Check
in
out
The
Disney
Mandalorian?
Plus today. Wow, what a dream come true for these actors to get to play Stormtroopers. Is that
Yeah.
enough for you, or would you want to don the costume for a role in the films? Which one's your favorite cameo? Should the Tom Hardy scene have been cut from The Last Jedi?
No.
Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to
Terminator should
subscribe
never
to
cut
Stream
out
for more
William
great Star
Candy.
Wars content, and thanks for watching.
Wow, that was fun.
It was fun.
There's a lot I did not know about.
I got 2 gripes with this list, though. 2 gripes.
Speaker grievances, John.
All right, well, okay. For number 10, are we really going to count Freddie Prinze Jr.? Only because people on animated shows do a whole bunch of incidental voices in addition to their lead or supporting roles all the time. The fact that he did a couple Stormtrooper roles in addition to playing his main Jedi role doesn't seem all that mind-blowing to me. It just seems like what would happen on an animated show. Also, they missed the biggest Stormtrooper cameo with Captain Phasma, Gwendolyn Christie.
First off, yes. Secondly, yes. May you burn in hell.
I hope your soul came out of that one.
Yeah, no, I was having the same thought. I was like, well, The Simpsons uses multiple voice actors. Family Guy is all voiced by Seth MacFarlane, pretty much.
Well, if you look up like any animated show, you'll see 25 credited names next to pretty much everyone.
It's usually the way it goes. I'm assuming your Gwendolyn Christie one was a joke.
Yeah, because she's just a glorified cameo.
Yes, okay.
And they
well,
hyped us for that.
That's true. It's like the Daniel Craig one, to me, is an actual role, though.
Yeah, he actually gets to interact.
I get how that quantifies as a cameo, but Daniel Craig had lines, had a whole scene. Daisy Ridley said that she had no idea Daniel Craig was under the Stormtrooper outfit until like way after filming. Like she didn't know.
Fun.
My biggest takeaway here was actually the narrator's closing statements of a dream come true for a lot of these guys to play Stormtroopers. Now, a dream come true to be in a Star Wars movie, I totally get. Is it really a dream come true to want to play a Stormtrooper? Because a lot of these Stormtrooper roles sound like fun little handouts to make some cute little cameo or have a chance to say I did something in a Star Wars movie for actors and J.J. Abrams like calling in favors and stuff. It's like how J.J. Abrams brought Bill Hader to do the voice of BB-8. You can't really tell at all that's Bill Hader, you know?
Yeah, it creates this thing where the point seems to be that you'll tell us later to create some sort of neat little conversation around the movie to continue getting people to think about these movies or whatever. Because, yeah, most of them you could never pick out. It's true.
Yeah, and I'm surprised but not surprised with the main one that was first blowing my mind. Then once I saw what the scene was, at least from this little segment here, oh, no wonder they cut it. Because you had the princes, and then you had Tom Hardy. And I'm like, I'm sure it's just like a little Stormtrooper moment. Why would you cut that out? And then you see the scene in play, and The Last Jedi already got enough crap for its weird placement of humor at times. Humor that doesn't fit in the movie. If that was in there, we wouldn't be talking about Blue Milk. We wouldn't be talking about Oscar Isaac making a Yo Mama joke at the beginning. We would only be talking, out of all the jokes, that would be the go-to moment.
It would be all Ryan Johnson ass slap memes.
Yeah, it would. No, it really would be. Even just watching it here, that doesn't fit at all with the Stormtroopers. This does not work. Yeah.
I like it just as a personal piece of silliness, but yeah, it does not belong in that movie.
No, it's just so surprising when you hear they had those three huge royalty in there.
Yeah.
You're like, why would you cut? I'm sure it's just a little snippet, and then you hear it and you go, oh, never mind. Totally makes sense why they cut that out.
Well, that's what's fun and fascinating about this to me is that Stormtroopers are like the one cinematic character I can think of who, in effect, in the actual films they come from, are pretty lame, don't get the job done. And everybody wants to play one, and they are like the coolest symbol to get a costume of, like that thing of Jamie Oliver dressing as the Stormtrooper in his own life and then getting the chance to come on set. I do find the mystique of the Stormtrooper very amusing, especially because if you are invited to the cameo, it's almost like it's your job to let people know it happened. Otherwise,
yeah, I agree with you on this weird mystique about it. Like when I went to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, there's a whole store that's only Stormtrooper stuff, and there are people who really are swiping their credit and debit cards there. I have a hard time seeing the appeal of the Stormtroopers, just because. Do I need to explain it?
Maybe
Do I really need to explain it?
Maybe everybody has their own personal fantasy. They're like, I'm the one who does know how to aim.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's going to get promoted because I'm super good at riding this like speeder bike and shooting stuff.
And that's also a good point that you brought up too, actually. I know it sounded like you're making a sarcastic crack, but there are fun cameos of the Stormtroopers in The Mandalorian, especially in the very last episode where they had a couple who were like actual characters, more along the lines of what Daniel Craig did in Force Awakens.
Long enough that you could sit there and go, wait a minute, I know that voice.
Yeah, something like that. But some of these are fun. I mean, Ed Sheeran, it seems like we have no idea who he played. Joe Johnson, I thought was really neat to learn about. I had no idea Joe Johnson even worked on the original Star Wars movie.
Let alone innovating effects and stuff, which is one of the biggest notable things about the original Star Wars.
Kevin Smith having a line, like, I thought he had a cameo in Rise of Skywalker for some reason. I heard something. But to know that he had an actual line is pretty neat. The Michael Giacchino one, because of its director of that movie, there's a nostalgia factor, sentimentality towards it that I appreciate. The thing is, I don't know if it's a dream for these guys to like want a cameo as a Stormtrooper, but I will say that I think most people who are offered would jump at the chance to do it. It just seems like a really cool, fun thing. Star Wars movies, even though we're getting a lot more now than ever, the chance to be in one franchise that all of us have grown up on, especially if you're in film, I'm sure is a very exciting thing. So hell yeah. I mean, if I had a chance to be like just a nothing background Stormtrooper, of course I would do it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, and on the flip side, I guess I do have to give credit in a certain sense to these people who are all of certain stature. They're all recognizable. So to come in and be unrecognizable just for the fun of it seems like a neat thing to get to do. Seems just like an innocuous, benevolent treat. You know?
Yeah. That's a good point, because a lot of them don't really go on and talk about it a lot.
Most of this list I would never have known. You know?
But Ed Sheeran is everywhere now.
Yeah, he's canon.
People really did obnoxiously hate that cameo
In Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's just so shiny and cherubic and pristine that he just doesn't fit into the world.
Well, the way they captured him was like, we got Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, he's singing a song. Let's make a mini music video here.
Anyway, this was a great list. Guys, if you had the chance to cameo as a Stormtrooper unpaid, would you do it? Comment below. Would you carve out all that time from work to be on a set where they treat you like crap because you're just a background extra? Player. Yep, that's the end of that sentence. Subscribe to Screen Rant. You could subscribe to the Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. And hi, it's time for TJ Trackus. TJ has gotten the word that our mutual friends, Alyssa and Dan, are moving a few doors down from us. Literally, they're in the same complex. It's about a 30-second walk. He was telling me just earlier today that he's planning on taking a trip so that way we could meet his wife and daughter, Sky, in person, and that I should feel ashamed once I see his daughter for all the insensitive, vulgar cracks I have made towards his daughter in TJ shoutouts. Let me be clear right up front. Where'd you get this impression that I was making jokes? Okay? Why can't I just be sincere? Why do you think that just because you interpret something as vulgar, crude, insensitive, childish, that would mean I'm just making a joke?
These are heartfelt sentiments, even if they're hard to swallow.
I'm making video compilation for your daughter for when she turns 18, TJ.
We're gonna bury it outside your house until then, and then you can dig it up like a time capsule.
My plan was to make your shout out somehow linked to Star Wars because you're a big Star Wars fan. But I'm honestly offended.
Do you know
Now when your baby shows up in person, I'm saying everything right to your daughter's face. She can speak a little bit now, right?
I hope enough to
only needs to
repeat what you
understand a
said
few
to
words.
strangers, because that'll be good.
Only a few words she needs to comprehend. And if you guys haven't seen those previous shout-outs, well, they're complimentary. Sorry, DJ. I'll be polite.